attorney at Arnold Law.
That was freaking hell of a freaking rant there, man. We got John Smith calling in about shots fired into his house. Let's get him on. Hey, I'm doing okay. How you doing, brother? Tell us what's up.
Unfortunately, the town had a bad experience today. Earlier this evening, probably within 30 minutes, somebody decided to go and shoot at our place. Well, after resident decided to post her address on social media, and I guess they went ahead and decided to retaliate today.
I see.
For the article she's been writing on exposing the criminality within Burns, Oregon. So we're all targeted. And I'm gonna send you some pictures through Skype of the person that we think released the article, and behind all this. So I'm gonna.
Thank you, and it's great that you're saying this, because we were just making it a point to say that these fucking trolls, not all of them are just fucktards. Some of them mean business.
Right. And I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna send you bits of conversations that we had throughout the evening, and I'm gonna tag you. I'm gonna send you the information where I sent you all the information. So this is earlier conversations, and we know already who's behind this, what we think, and all the co-conspirators. Now, you know what? It's funny. Accidents can go both ways. If this was an accident, well, you know what? Don't be surprised if the accident comes back at you.
This photo, really? This is, oh my goodness. The photo you just sent me, really her. You want me to share this right now?
We think that's her. What we would like you to do is, her comments. I'd rather, just cut the comments off of it. But we think that's one of the people that are behind this article, and with Les Zaitz. And I don't know. I can't confirm that anything that McConnell was behind it or his friends were behind it, but I wouldn't be surprised if any of them were not behind it.
Well, yeah, she's all buddy with McConnell and Melvin Lee now.
So
sell out.
Oh, you don't even have to tell me. I know who we're talking about now.
Sell out. Unbelievable. Well, not actually, definitely believable. Let me screen share this real quick. Let me double check. I want to make sure I'm not sharing any information. I shouldn't right now. John Smith, can this picture above it has the name? Has a name up there.
Yeah.
Can I share that?
Yeah,
that SR are the initials?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm gonna show you her comment, her post of today that came out today, so we can be consistent in everything that how it transpired.
Okay.
We have a time frame, a timeline of what we think to happen, and who the co-conspirators behind it. So,
okay.
Gonna go like this, and here we go. So this.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
All right, let's get this.
Oh shoot. Hello. Hello. Oh, okay. There we go.
So you'll see the two articles, the dates and all that, so we can be consistent on dates and all that.
Sure. Let me.
So the first article, that was today, the 18th, And then there's the other article that which releases her information. I don't know if I sent it, where they're sending any info out. Okay, so you see that background, and then Bundy supporters, and then her name is Powell. So I mean, it's already on that page that I sent you. But there's a timeline right there in that group that I just sent. So that group, you see the time frame of both articles when they were released, and then the people that released it.
Okay, I'm just going one at a time on these, one right in a row. And I'll share the next one. Huh. Right, and then the next one we have Whispered Words, an erotic bedside poetry book. And this is, wow.
Right, but you don't have to put that one, but definitely the article. We can put just the two articles.
Okay.
And let's put these two pictures. So now we have a timeline or people that she said, you know what, and you can see the text, the name on the text.
Yep, I see it. I'll just get it shared here. Here we go. Oh, nope.
So let me clarify that. Molly Powell is Shalaha writer.
All right, just bear with me here. I got a bunch of windows open. I got to make sure I share it in the right window. All right. Unbelievable. Mike, you were saying you knew it?
I knew the very minute you said McConnell and Melvin, I knew exactly who you were going to talk about, man. I'm telling you right now, this chick has been in deep with so much unbelievable crap for the last 2 years at least, Eric. We both know that.
Yeah, and Mike and I have been familiar with her for a while, with her freaking scandalous ways.
We actually discovered quite a few scandalous people in that one, didn't we?
We sure did.
Talk about stumbling and falling backwards into it. We weren't even expecting to find out what we did. It just happened that way.
Absolutely. All right, I think I'm just got these lined up just about right now.
Well, my thing is now that this event, sadly and unfortunate, this event happened, and now that this event has happened, that means anybody can be a target. So, what I'm trying to relay is for everybody that's going to participate in this now to be vigilant at all costs. I mean, I'm happy that I am. I come lock and loaded, so guess what? You will take me out if there's 4 or 5 of you guys, but I guarantee you one's coming with me. So, but I want to reiterate that you guys, everybody here is a target now.
Here we go. We got the article up. Betsy Ross, conservative, a country. Can you guys all see it okay? Country divided against itself surely cannot stand. Trolls, moles, and so-called patriots. Monday, April 18, 2016. Where does one draw the line between conversations on social media, trolling, and going all out to destroy a person? Well, one blogger is willing to find out. Oh, my God. You guys
Let me tell this? No, I can't see it. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Let me. You know what? You know what's so sickening about all of this? But she's entitled to her opinion, of course. But it's not opinion to me. There's something more to this. But is that if you see a government that's out of control, right, and they're just systematically destroying people left and right. The only conversation that you seem to be able to pump out of your mouth is about how one person was not a true patriot. Well, why aren't you talking about how the government has destroyed this family, that ranching family, has taken away those 20 ranches over there, who's planning on taking another 200 of them? Oh, how about snatching up lands in New Mexico? How about doing this to this group of people over here? No. All you can seem to think about is how, well, this one person did wrong.
Are you okay? John Smith, what did you say to the police?
wasn't there. This is coming probably. I wasn't there. I
Okay.
know that we were having a conversation, and then somebody said they're shooting at my house, and then she and I said, all right, well call the cops. We hang up, call the cops. Cop came over, and then she started sending me pictures.
This was someone whose house was shot into? Is this Shiloh?
Right. Shiloh is Mrs. Powell. The information's there on the link. Shiloh is Molly Dunn Powell. On the first link, if you look above in the group page that I sent you, it'll say Molly Dunn Powell.
They got the photo of Sherry's teeth and herself.
This article was released today from Dave Puppet, which provided location.
I got that Betsy Ross conservative troll moles and so-called patriots, but that's all I have so far.
Oh, okay. So in the name, you see the background motives, and then it's a Shala writer is Molly Dawn Powell. They put her name there. Molly Dawn Powell. See it on the bottom.
Not seeing it yet. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. So they put a full name there, an address. If you click on that link, it has the address. Has Molly's address.
Oh yeah, got it. Yeah, it was in a different. You sent it in a different chat. Got it.
So Shiloh is Molly Dunn Powell.
Gotcha. Let me get it up here to share. Oh yeah, there it is. All right, give me 1 sec. Wow.
So you down the bottom of that link, it'll say that's date. Paul also responded for a Facebook group bashing award-winning Oregonian reporter Les Date for his coverage of the January Oregon standoff outside of Burns, Oregon, and the shooting of the ranchers of Hoy Finnegan due to Powell. So it's right in the middle of the article. You'll see the whole thing.
Yep, I'll have it up here in 1 sec. I mean, this connection is so freaking obvious.
Awesome. Check it out.
Let's go through this bad boy.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys doing what you guys doing, but I just want everybody to make sure they're.
Oh, sure.
Priority.
We appreciate you doing what you're doing. Background motives, Bundy Ranch supporter Shiloh Ryder reveals agenda of AFP's Molly Dunn Powell. Can you guys all read this? Bundy supporter who snarks on Facebook as Shiloh Ryder drew a little too much attention to herself, blowing her own cover by initiating a noxious hate fest in an April 13th Facebook event she created to attack myself and challenging the Rhetoric podcast guest, Mark McConnell. Although I had been blocked from the page she created, when she created it, within minutes my inbox was flooded with screen caps and archive links of what was going on. Mixed in with these were a few links to another woman, Molly Dunn Powell, girlfriend of another Bundy patriot, APA 3%er Pat Ryder. It turns out Shiloh and Powell are one and the same. Although many people use alternative names in social media for various reasons, a quick search of Powell was all that was necessary to immediately understand hers. Powell's motivation runs deep. As a coke-infused Florida field director in Hillsborough, Pasco, in Hernando County, is on the payroll with Americans for Prosperity, AFP. The Koch brothers are said to be funding the Bundy land grab, making apparent what fuels Powell's bottom line. Oh, this is some huge frickin' information. Doom, did you know the Koch brothers were involved in this?
I know the Koch brothers are involved in the minerals. Absolutely, I have all the campaign contributions linking them to.
The Koch brothers have been of shale and oil and all kinds of different minerals for many years.
Right.
Yeah.
And, they donated huge to Ted Ferrioli and Jeff Merkley, and then down the line probably Cliff Bench.
I'm going through it right now. I'm just kind of scrolling slowly through it so everybody can read it. Other stories by Sherry Roberts. Was Pete Santilli everybody's perfect patsy? Doom, this is on our Skype too if you want to go through this. I'm going to go through this and read this some more so I can come back and make more of an informed report on this. Is there anything else you want to share with us, Mr. John Smith?
No, sir. I just wish everybody the best of luck, and God bless everybody.
God bless you, sir.
All right, you take care.
You too, thank you. Two people are getting shot at now. Women are getting arrested.
Hello, everybody. It's Veritas 13 Fox, or if you want to say it properly, it's Veritas 13 Fox. I am doing this little clip today about, again, Sherry Roberts, because what Sherry has a tendency to do, she has a tendency, for some strange reason, to only pop up when there's false flags or when there's something that has to do with government operations or government dealings, right? And so I find that odd. You know, she considers herself a journalist, but she only pops up when there's a government type of thing going on, or when the government's interests are threatened, or when there's corporation, people that are dealing with the government, that they're threatened. So it's really interesting that here she is again. I'm not going to go into everything about Sherry Roberts today, but what I am going to go into, and I'll let you know why it is I'm sharing this, is because apparently after this little clip of a video that I shared where I said that Sherry Roberts likes crank. and also that she was a phone sex operator, right? And I forget what the third thing is. There's so much. I have like actually a list of things in my head about her, but I've actually been educating people on her in private. So, and that's fine. And I'm not going. She actually did a tweet about me today after that little snippet that I put out about her, which is all true. It's all true. I mean, I'm getting this information from somebody that she, in the past, had a physical relationship with, somebody that she thinks is still her friend. So, I'm thinking it's pretty freaking valid, guys. And with my research, what I've done with some of my friends, yeah, it's 100%. It's right there. So what she did a tweet about me. She shared my full name and who she said my wife was, right? And where I live, which is classic because Sherry says that she's an ethical person, right? And she doesn't go doing that. Well, Sherry, I've had your address now for a month, okay? For a month. And you know what? It's not public information. It's not easy to find, okay? And I'm not going to share it here tonight, okay? But I'm not the only person that has it, okay? And there's not going to be any threats here tonight or anything like that. But there's a reason why she said that is because, and there's this emotional response by her, and of tweeting something about me is because the things that I shared about Sherry are true. She is a deadbeat mother. She was a phone sex operator, or still is, because she doesn't have a job. How does she pay her bills? She has to pay them somehow, right? So, and and she, she's a druggie. I have the names of the halfway houses she's been in. She lost her kids at some point, and her family members had to take over that role. And so, and just to share with you, Sherry, since you want to release the name of my ex-wife, who I am friends with, and I still would protect with my life, I'm going to just let you know what the beginning initials of your kids' names are, since you think that I don't know shit about you. I let out snippets about you. You get information from people like Chaos, who want to share information with you that's not even completely correct. You're a joke, okay? Like, it seriously made me laugh when somebody shared what it is that you put out about me today. We got a boy with the name, beginning initial, J. 2 girls, A and an N. So, last name with an N. Not Roberts. Not Roberts. All right. But anyways, so what I wanted to focus on tonight is that Sherry Roberts has a way of manipulating people. She has a way of doing things to even people that she calls a close family friend. So who we're going to focus on tonight is Shannon Rich, right? Before Sherry Roberts came onto the scene, nobody knew who the fuck Shannon Rich was with regards to the Patriot movement. Okay, Shannon Rich is a famous fighter, right? Whatever the different classifications are, things like that, right? He's a big guy. He's a good fighter. I watched some of his fights when I was trying to figure out who the fuck he was, because she was the very first person to release his name. And the way that she manipulated Shannon Rich is that she told him that she got an interview with him and said, "Are you upset that people have said that you are an HRT member in Burns, Oregon, and maybe a person that shot Lavoy Finicum?" Well, I'm going to tell you a little secret. His picture was on an HRT member's front page. This Jason Mendez, right? Jason Mendez. And the people that had shared that information had no idea who the picture was that was on that Facebook. Had zero clue. It wasn't until Sherry, within 24 hours, miraculously came up with an interview with Shannon Rich, who she says is a family friend. Oh, we're a family friend. Oh, yeah, we've been friends for a long time, haven't we? Yes, we have. Yes, we have. Okay. Well, this is not a smear campaign about Shannon Rich. This is actually to inform Shannon Rich of who he considers his friends and how they treat him. Okay. Because she was the very first person to ever release Shannon Rich's name as being involved in any way with the Oregon standoff and with Lavoy's death. Sherry Roberts did that. How did she do that? How did she look at a picture and go, oh, that's Shannon Rich. Oh, you guys are idiots. And then she started attacking people that released that, not even me, like a channel that had less than 200 subs. You fucking bitch, you stupid ass, you call yourself a fucking independent media, you fucking whore, right? That's what she was doing. And that's how she came into our focus. We're all, whoa, who is this? Wait a minute, who is Shannon Rich? Wait a minute, what's going on here? So then we started researching Shannon Rich. Hold on a second. So before I even get into that, let me just say, she manipulated Shannon Rich. She did share with Shannon Rich that how do you feel about people releasing your personal information? How do you feel about Eamon Bundy's lawyer releasing your name and saying that you were involved in all this? And he's like, well, it's not good, right? So this is more video to him to share how people that she calls close family friend how she treats them, just for a story, just to be able to release something first. She manipulated you, okay? Nobody knew who you were. She's the one that put you at risk. Or you're not even at risk. Not even at risk. Nobody would come after you or do anything, but people started researching you, and then you guys do this interview, right? And the only question she asked you about your involvement with the federal government is, are you an FBI member? Which you said, no, I'm not. But in my investigations and the people that I network with, is that we found that just what you have shared publicly, that you worked for Blackwater, you worked for the Protective Services, which I believe is a branch of the CIA, but I'm not exactly sure about that. Okay, and that that you have trained the CIA and FBI in close quarters combat, which seems like a really big role for somebody who says that he was just Army. Now, I'm not questioning that. You were at Fort Hood. I was at Fort Hood, too. I'm ex-Army. I'm a veteran. So I'm not attacking you. This is only to inform you as to what the truth is of the matter. And the truth of the matter is that nobody knew your name until Sherry Roberts put it out within 24 hours, 12 hours of the 3%ers putting out the information on the site and it being shared. Nobody knew who you were. So that does make me suspicious to a certain extent to what is your guys' relationship. It doesn't really even matter to me, but it should matter to you. I would like to have a conversation with you, Shannon. I'll try and find your number. I know that you said that anybody can come to your gym, and you even shared that you have your concealed carry, right? And that if anybody wants to show up and try and do anything, well, you can protect yourself. Well, you can. I've seen some of your fights, and now that I know who you are, you're pretty. You're well capable of defending yourself in multiple kinds of ways. But in Sherry Roberts' tweet that she did today, she shared my ex-wife's information. She said that she knows people that live in my area that are MMA fighters. That's what it was, MMA. And that they'll meet me at a local bar if I want to step up. Which I am extending that invitation. I would love that. I think that would be terrific, because this is where I live. This is where I live. I live here. I grew up in this area. And she doesn't know who I am or who I know. And so whoever these people are that want to show up. So, Sherry, you let me know, since you know Vacaville so well. You Google a place. I'll let you know if that's a good location. Alright, dear? And I hope these people show up in force, because they're gonna fucking need it. You hear that?
transition to the main purpose of our show, which is to talk about the 9/11 community. And I think that this conversation is going to be unhappy for some people. Claudio Marti, you are here with us today.
Yes, it's great to be here with you again, Susan.
Yeah, well, I want to say for all those people who don't know who are wondering who Claudio is one of the founders, one of the original concept organizers of the I Am the Face of Truth movement. The I Am the Face of Truth, which is sweeping social media. It's been wonderful bringing in new people, not new, some are new, some are old, some are lifelong, truth seekers, some are, people talking, ordinary people who are not famous, who are not whistleblowers, who are just good people who are doing their own digging and who are standing up and wearing the badge. I am the face of truth. I want truth. And I think it is so fantastic and wonderful and good and positive. And it is just stunning that in the 9/11 community, it has become a force of contention. And I cannot believe this. I cannot believe that we're having arguments in the 9/11 community about people who are responding positively and affirmatively and embracing so enthusiastically, sharing around the world. This is happening around the world, and sharing their stories of how they came to discover truth and what they thought of 9/11 and how it touched them. And this should be such a positive affirmation of our community. So Claudio, and everybody, we definitely welcome callers 1-866-378-7884. Today we're talking about I Am the Face of Truth, and I want to hear from people on all sides of this because we need to get this out in the open and we need to clear this up. Claudio, what is going on?
Well, it's it's a simple campaign based on marketing that have made all these corporations extremely successful. We took like I say all the time, we didn't invent this wheel. We're just applying it here.
Yeah.
If you can sell iPads, if you can sell, McDonald's, Coca-Cola using marketing, we can sell 9/11 truth. And, our product is free and our market is global. It's a global phenomenon. It's, cause everyone throughout the globe is affected, regarding 9/11. And, lately, we've been attacked since day one. As soon as we came on board, we had a couple of people, climb in and, join us because everybody was excited with this campaign that we started.
It's a wonderful campaign.
Yeah, we had people that gave up on any hope that there was going to be an investigation suddenly became very excited. Very enthusiastic.
Yeah.
They all hopped on board. It was a beautiful time. It was like people felt that, oh my God, we're actually going to do this. Ordinary people. I'm not talking about, you superstars like yourself, Susan.
Oh,
I'm talking about
superstars. I'm talking about, well, here's the thing. That's the point. 9/11 community is where we're going to talk about the word community, is a movement. 9/11 is a movement, and every human voice, we need bodies. We need voices. We need that energy and enthusiasm. And it just breaks my heart to see. I mean, it really does. And it's just the viciousness and the savagery. I would like everybody to know that before I was, quote, accepted, and there's still some people who won't accept me, who won't. They're like, I won't. I'm like, why? I went through sheer hell. People actually said to me, you must have staged your arrest and been thrown in jail on a fake arrest and been thrown in a real prison cell because the government was planning a long-term, planning a long-term rebuttal to 9/11. So they did this for 5 years to you, so the government could unleash you as like this disinformation. I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? It sure felt real when I was, being threatened with forcible drugging and Haldol and Ativan and Prozac to shut me up. This is the kind of scary disinformation, just this scary disconnect of some reality to fact, and people truly, I'm stunned by the viciousness that's in the 9/11 community. We have got to, we need bodies. We need the enthusiasm of everybody. So, Claudio, keep talking about what's happened.
Well, like I said, that there's a lot of people that when they get on board, they say things like "You give me hope," or "This campaign gives me hope."
Yeah.
And yesterday I was really hurt. I was really hurt. It was a man and his daughter, a picture. We created a group to make it easy to create banners for them, 9/11 awareness banners. And, based on their, picture that they would like to use and showing their faces. And
wonderful.
And, he's from, Wales. Actually, he was the first banner I ever created, from that country. And it's a beautiful picture. I mean, it's like a work of art, a father and a daughter.
I saw that. That's beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. And I looked at this picture and I'm creating the banner and I'm like, isn't it sad that, these people are just waiting to pounce on this innocent man, this innocent father that is stepping up for his daughter.
Yeah.
I have 4 children, 3 boys and 1 daughter. The youngest, she still lives at home. She's only 15. And, I have to do everything I possibly can to protect her, like I have been all my life. All my children, I always protect them. I always nurture them. I do the best I can to set a good example for them and prepare them for, the inevitable. They're going to grow up and they're going to, Anyway, so, when I found out about 9/11, I said, "Oh my God, this world is worse than I thought."
Yeah.
I was in the political arena, not as a politician, but I was a guy that was getting people to sign up to vote, and I got really educated for like 10 years. After 9/11, I became extremely active. I also did my best to. I joined the Young Turks, and they've got this program, the Wolf Pack, and about overturning Citizens United. Because I said, well, the root of all evil, money,
yeah,
and paid-off politicians. Right now they, corporations, or just anybody with a lot of money can just influence our politicians, just buy them off.
Oh yeah, and, sure.
So with 9/11. I discovered, I said, my God, everything is connected to this. All the corporations who own the media, all the, the corporations that, that make a ton of money from war. I mean, anyway, so, so it took me a couple of years and I says, okay, my father used to say, as we were growing up, to all 7 of us, he says, you know what? You complain 3 times and do something about it or shut up. So let me tell you something. After 2 years in 9/11 research, just like everybody else, just like in all these groups, watching videos, debating, experiencing the shills and the trolls and whatever. And I said to myself, you know what? I'm done. How much 9/11 knowledge do I need in order for me to do something?
That's right. Yes.
And
yes.
I says, okay, now that we know something, we know that it's a crime. We saw the different theories, etc. It's action time.
Yeah.
And then I got into that mode, and I said, what am I going to do? I was looking for a grassroots movement. I was looking for something that was going to wake up our fellow man, because we need. What does Richard Gage say when he's on PBS or C-SPAN or whatever, right? What does he say? He's trying to wake up the general public.
Absolutely.
But guess what? He's one guy. He needs help. And you know what? He's an architect, and he works with his engineer guys and the scientists and so on. But you need somebody in the grassroots that just works with the common person, that can relate with the common person and reach out to them.
Yes.
And I said, I'm that guy. Because, man, I could talk to a factory worker and I could talk to a movie star at the same level. You know? Get along with them. I'm not intimidated by anybody. I'm not afraid of freaking bullies I can't stand. Either if it's in a street beating up some kid, which I was arrested, by the way, by because I broke up this father beating the living crap out of his 7-year-old kid. The man weighed like 200 freaking pounds. The little kid weighed maybe 30 pounds. He was beating the living crap out of this kid. Let me tell you, man, I knocked that son of a bastard, right against the car. Called the cops. Somebody called the cops. And they had me arrested because, let me tell you, I gave him one smack. But like that smack, every whack that he gave to that poor kid. And you should have seen this kid. He was flying all over the place. He was flinging this poor little baby. And everybody was yelling, but nobody did anything.
Nobody did anything.
I don't watch
That's
stuff
it.
like
That's
that.
it. Nobody did anything.
I do stuff.
Yeah.
All right? You gotta move your ass, man. You're not gonna watch a little kid get, beaten up or killed right in front of you. You gotta get in there and you gotta freaking do something. So let me tell you something. So with 9/11, I said I'm gonna do the same damn thing. So I didn't find anything regarding the grassroots movement, and I said, okay, I'm gonna have to do something. Me and my thoughts and me and my friends. I used to talk to certain people like yourself, extremely intelligent, very, heroic, and the truth is like their number one thing, homeschooling your kids. They're very hip to the Federal Reserve. I'm, real heavy duty people. Anyway, so I used to talk to them and I used to say, yo, I got to do something. I got to get in this thing. I've done marketing. I've done, I built organizations in telecommunications. I built records. I said, you know what? I can do this because I don't see anybody doing it. So it took me.
No, nobody was doing it. That's what was so remarkable. Everybody, listen. We're going to the break. Sorry, Claudio. We're going to break. We're going to break. This is the Covert Report with Susan Lindauer. My guest today is Claudio Marti, and from I Am the Faces for Truth. I Am the Face of Truth. And it's a social media campaign that is sweeping Facebook and Twitter, and it's doing such a remarkable job, and we're all connecting in together. And amazingly enough, they have now come under attack. And we're exploring why that is. I mean, all of the 9/11 Truth community should be, the movement should be supporting these guys. And that's what I'm here for. And I think it's wonderful. And again, we will take callers anytime you want to call in. We're about to go to break. 1-866-378-7884. We'll put you right on the air with Claudio. We don't have to be in agreement today, but we got to talk to each other. Okay.
Bad. I like that a lot.
Haters. That's what it stands for.
Susan, you mentioned, something I learned, something that really bothered me in the truth movement, right? When we were first attacked, we had a couple of thousand people in just a matter of weeks. We were going viral, man. This thing is beautiful.
Yeah.
Right? And then we were attacked. You remember, that's how I got to know you. Yes. I hounded poor Susan. I said, Susan, you don't understand that, what they're doing to us and what we created this campaign and, that's how more or less Susan got to know me because I just kept going to her. I need a hero. I need a hero. And I don't know if you remember saying.
But you have a lot of heroes who really love what you do.
Well, yeah, but I had to fight. You can have the truth on your side, but if you don't fight, just like exactly what we're doing, you'll lose. And anyway, but there's certain, I remember people would say, oh, that's infighting. I said, infighting. Isn't that like the media calling us truther? It's like you put a label on something and people don't look into it. But if you call it exactly what it is, sabotage. Then maybe you'll look into it because this is sabotage.
Yeah.
Sabotaging is you just look up the word. It's exactly what you've been going through.
Yeah.
Sabotage, all that. Infighting, give me a break with those stupid little friggin' words, man. You know what I mean? That's so trivial infighting. You know, it's like a husband and wife, bickering over, some, who's gonna drive. This is a friggin' campaign to save humanity. This is not goddamn infighting.
Of things. What's the nature of the topic? How broad is it? Or is there a sustainable business model for it? All Things D that Walton Kara built derives a lot of revenue from events, and there's a proven business model that they've sustained over 12 years. With Ezra, it's about economic policy. My guess is the model's going to be different, and there's probably a limit on how many of these can be out there. There's some element of convenience for consumers to go to one place and still see a lot of things collected. I remember sort of in the early days of the internet when Matt Drudge came to the press club in Washington and said this was the time when people were talking about citizen journalism. Maybe journalists would become obsolete and citizens would do reporting. And he said there's not room for a million of them. There's only a room for a few.
And in fact, Walt Mossberg, could you have done this if you hadn't already?
Last night, when I got home from a meeting, that was April 26th, and I came home and I checked my messages on YouTube and saw that there were a few videos my subscribers had put out, so I started watching them. And I came across a video from Matt. His channel is Veritas 13 Fox. And I had talked to him several times about an incident that I had on YouTube. I had put out a video from Arnold Law. They were looking for the owner of the Jason Mendez Facebook page. And so the videos that I put out depicted that. And there was a photo that was uploaded to that Facebook page, and I also posted that in the video. However, the image was blurred, so you really couldn't tell who it was in the first video. The second video, I cleared it up a little bit better. But I posed the question, who is this guy? Is he FBI or not? Who is he? I didn't know. I had worked that Saturday after I posted the videos, and Saturday about 7-ish, something like that. When I got home, there were comments from those videos that I needed to review before they could be posted to my YouTube page, because I view all comments. You know, when I first came on YouTube and started watching people's videos and stuff, I could see how some information that they put out, they were attacked for it. So I allow my 8-year-old daughter to share my YouTube page with me. So I review all comments. And if anybody has taken the time to actually look on my YouTube page, you can tell that there's a child on there posting videos. Okay? So anywho, Saturday, when I got home from work after posting those videos, I got a response from a woman. Let's see, this was March 26th. And I'm not going to divulge the name of the person. I never had any intent of even finding out who that person was. I didn't want their name. What it asks on the video, at the end of the video, and in the comments section is, if you know any information about this page, report it to Arnold Law Firm. Don't report it to me. Okay? I'm not a lawyer and I'm not handling the case, so I don't want to know. Okay? However, I do believe that as long as Arnold Law is asking for information, the least I can do as a supporter and a sympathizer with the Bundys and with the Hammonds and the Patriots that were standing on their rights to own the water or whatever, because they paid for it. Okay, so people that have paid for their land or the resources or the right to use those resources, and they're being suppressed by the BLM or some other federal agent, if these people stand up for their rights, or if their neighbors stand up for their rights, I'm going to support that, because one day it's going to be one of us. I know that. Nevada, you know, over 80-some-odd% of the land in Nevada is supposedly owned by the federal government. And I've done extensive research on that myself, and I will share that research with you guys when I get to a point where I'm comfortable to do that. But right now I'm in the midst of this stuff, so I don't want to divulge anything yet. But March 26th, when I got home, there was a message sitting in the review box from a woman who had just put she couldn't have been on YouTube very long. She put her show that she hosts on YouTube. She didn't have very many subscribers. I'd never heard of her. But this was her response. And I'll show you guys. I'm going to fold this up because I redacted her name and the name that she gave me. And here it is. You see this? Okay. So this is what I'm going to read. It says, "Are you an insane idiot? Even Mike Arnold has said the whole page is a fake, and FYI, that the pic of the man you started with is blank blank. I had him on the day this went out and put him and Arnold together. Your video is a lie, and you are putting an innocent man and his family at risk. That photo of him is from the military time in Iraq in 2003. Here is what he had to say." And she left me a link, which I did listen to. "And if you don't believe it, have the courtesy to speak with Arnold yourself, then do a proper retraction, you irresponsible bitch. Next time it just might be you and your family." So that's what she said. So what what she failed to realize, okay, so she gives me the name of the individual in the photo that's posted in the video. And I did do some research on the name that she gave me. However, I think it's completely inappropriate to put the person's name out there. Mike Arnold specifically says that he doesn't want anyone trolling the owner of the page or anyone that's on the page. Okay? So to put the person's name out there, that is completely irresponsible. If you know who it is, you pick up the phone and you talk to Mike Arnold and you tell him who it is. But I believe it is completely unethical to be putting his name out there on my page. And I did not release that comment for publication because I didn't believe that anybody should know who this person was that was in that photo. Okay? Now, I did call, or excuse me, I emailed Arnold Law, and he did not say that the Facebook page was a fake. And the matter is not closed. It's still under investigation. The initial leads that they received from the post that he put out there allowed them to gather enough information that they took it down. They didn't need their post up there anymore because they turned the information over to their investigator for further investigation in hopes that they would get a proper subpoena for Facebook. Okay, so that's the truth, and that is what Mike Arnold's law firm said in the email. Let me get that information, and I'll read it to you guys instead of just putting it in my own words. Okay, and here it is right here. Alrighty? Okay, this is what I put. This is not concerning a legal matter for myself, but a post made on Facebook concerning the Facebook page of Jason Mendez. I created 2 videos on YouTube showing the information from Jason's page, and at the end of the second video, I included the message posted by Mike Arnold for anyone having information about the Facebook page to contact your firm. This weekend, I received a message that your firm had retracted the message, but I cannot find the retraction on the internet. Would you be able to point me to the site where it is located so that I may post that information in a video also? Thank you. Okay? And this was their response. There was no retraction. We're still investigating. We took down the post once we got some initial information to help our investigator, and we gave it to him and decided to decide the next step. Thank you. Okay? And then a post after that that I received from them because I am a financial supporter is, oh no, you know where I found the information? I found it in the court documents that they filed. That's where I found it. And here's these court documents right here. So, I don't know what this person who left this message on my YouTube page, I'm not sure what they meant by fake, because the Facebook page was very real. Someone put it up. Now, whether the man in the photo was the one that did it, I don't know. And whether Jason Mendez is a pseudonym, I don't know. I have done, and another person that's working with me has done extensive research, and that Facebook page is not the only thing that was out there at the time about Jason Mendez. He, you know, I find it highly suspect, you know, using the term fake. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, it's actually in document 366 that was filed April 5th. Okay. It says, another example from our firm tip line. Ammon's legal team received information about a public Facebook profile that allegedly belonged to a government agent. Within minutes of us asking the public to determine if the page was authentic, the page was hastily removed, and we received additional leads regarding what photographs may have been authentic and belonging to potentially what government agencies. We will now use this information to narrowly tailor our investigators' work on the lead at our client's direction, saving wasted time and funds, and ultimately, if appropriate, have a fact-based request for a Facebook subpoena. And here, right there, do you see that? Facebook subpoena. Okay, so apparently the page was not fake. There was information on there that leads them to believe that at some point they are going to want to obtain a subpoena for that Facebook page. Now, additionally, I'd like to cover the fact that in this person's comment, she said that my video is a lie. Okay, I've just proved to you it's not a lie. And I am putting an innocent man and his family at risk. I'm not sure who was putting him at risk, you or me. I didn't know the man's name and you gave it to me, okay? And you posted it in a comment below the video expecting it to show up. And you were probably highly disappointed because all of my comments are reviewed. So by the grace of God, I was able to catch it and not put it out there. But I disagree with you, person that left this comment. It was not me that put this person at risk. It's been you. And supposedly this person is a family friend of yours or your brother's friend. And if this is the way you treat your friends, I hate to see how you treat your enemies. And right after this, she says, next time it just might be you and your family. So am I supposed to take that as a threat? So it's been reported to the local police department. I have an incident report. And my major concern is that another person that made some connections to this person that left this comment has since posted articles about another person putting their personal information out there too, so that this person, this person's home was shot at. And I am bewildered, because these people that are doing this person that left this comment is my age. And I don't know if the spiritual principles or her emotional capacity has been corrupted, but she acts like she's still in high school and that this is all a game. And it's not. It's not a game. The person that you told me who was in this photo, I have no intentions of releasing that person's name. You can do it if you want. But the claims that you made in this comment are false. I did not put anybody at risk.
Arnold's law firm. And today, a superseding a document came out today to seal evidence and discovery, except for regards to Ammon Bundy. He refused that to be a part of that joint thing. Now, I think that's because of what the attorney did. So here's what the attorney did. Mike Arnold put up a post a couple hours ago on Facebook, basically laying out a whole bunch of images accusing a man named Jason Mendez of being an FBI HRT agent that was out at the Malheur Refuge and in Burns, Oregon, for all of those events of the Oregon standoff. 5 of the FBI agents that were there, of the HRT agents, all are currently under investigation for firing. One of them fired 2 shots, and everybody has kept it quiet. So that is an ongoing investigation there. But what Arnold did is he put up a very inflammatory post. Pretty unethical, in not just my opinion, but social media. A lot of people have a lot to say, and again, he's since taken it down. But he's endangering people. HRT agents or is somehow involved with the HRT agent. People are commenting, making death threats. People were commenting, trying to get his information. And right before Mike Arnold took the page down, one of the commenters had actually put Shannon's personal information, contact information, and such on there. Again, Mike Arnold just removed the post, but I have Shannon Rich with me here tonight to talk about kind of how he feels about suddenly being put into such a big, potentially dangerous situation. But this is a huge case. So, Shannon, thank you so much for coming on at the last minute like this. I appreciate it.
Hey, Sherry. Yeah, no big deal coming in. I'm used to doing interviews. Like you said, I'm an MMA fighter, 6-time MMA world champion, former Army veteran, and actually spent some time in Iraq as a bodyguard for the United States ambassador to Iraq.
That's pretty awesome. Now, I want the listeners to know, and I meant to say this actually right before I brought you on, but I want the listeners to know that Shannon is a supporter of these patriots. Shannon himself is a patriot. He is a supporter of these people and what they've done. And so the irony that his picture was somehow brought into this mess as somebody that's the bad guy in their world. I mean, how does that make you feel? This is a cause that you support, and now all of a sudden you kind of get thrust in a bad position.
Oh, I just think it's comical, to be honest with you. I mean, everybody that knows me, one, I don't hide from anybody. I'm out there. I'm in the public eye. I mean, I'm on all kinds of websites. You Google my name, I'm everywhere. Everybody asks me, are you an FBI agent? Well, I have to answer, no, I'm not an FBI agent. I played one on TV, on the TV show Numbers, but am I an FBI agent? Absolutely not. So I think it's comical. This whole thing is comical.
I mean, considering that you support this cause and everything, I mean, don't you think this is kind of like they kicked themselves in the butts with this one?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the guy who put my picture out there is, one, defaming me, defaming my character, and more or less is just an idiot. He didn't vet me or the picture. I mean, that picture that they're showing is from 2004, and it was from Baghdad, Iraq. So it had nothing to do with what's going on. And they're flipping out because there's a Muslim calendar behind you in that picture, and that's one of the things that a lot of the commenters were talking about, is that was like riling up even more, that, you know, you had a Muslim picture, a calendar or whatever behind you. You know, I don't know. It may be a Muslim picture, calendar behind me. It was taken in Iraq. I mean, it was in Baghdad at the palace where Saddam Hussein lived. I mean, that picture was taken in the palace. So if there's a Muslim calendar, I mean, that was just something that was on the wall. It's not something I put there. It was just happened to be in the background of the wall.
It's crazy. It's crazy how social media allows stuff like this to happen. You know, on my show last night, I was talking about how we seem to be in a rush to hurt each other in 140 characters or less. And, you know, I mean, I just don't get it. Somebody of this caliber, being an attorney, somebody that should be having a little more ethics behind them and what they're doing and putting out there, especially in a volatile situation. One person has already lost their lives in this.
Yeah, definitely not ethical. And then when it's not ethical, for one, and for when people start giving death threats, now that's a serious matter. So people need to understand what this knucklehead is really doing.
Yeah, well, I would highly suggest, Shannon, that you actually get in touch with him, and I'm happy to send you his contact info, because I think that you should tell him how you feel about that, because he did put you at risk, and because people are doing screenshots like crazy. That's how I know some stuff like right away, because people are quick to give me a screenshot of something so I can go and see it. And So I'm sure that people have screenshots now of your actual personal information, not just your name and who you are, but like the gym and stuff like that. So, you know. That puts you at risk. How does that feel?
You know, it's okay because I believe in the Second Amendment. I carry a weapon, so you know it's okay. I'm in Arizona. My gym is CannonBJJ.com. You can look me up. You can come talk to me face to face. I'll answer any question you want.
Good. That's a good answer. And so for the listeners out there, because I know that there's a lot of listeners that are listening right now because you're on the show and there's this huge controversy going on out there, and so many people are they're kind of gunning for you right now. So I do appreciate you coming on to clear that up. So let's kind of just jump away from that and spend a few minutes, because we're just going to do a short show. But, you know, you are an MMA fighter, and you're one of my brothers. My brother with Gladiator Challenge, and who's also he's an ex-UFC fighter himself. You have some upcoming fights?
Yeah, actually, I just fought last Sunday for your fight, and it was on pay-per-view. I fought a guy named Maverick. Roy Jones Jr. was the main event, and then we had Kurt Angle versus Rey Mysterio in a WWE match, and then we had Michael Bisping versus Chael Sonnen in a submission grappling match, and then yours truly, Shannon the Cannon Rich versus Maverick in an MMA match. Yeah, it was an amazing show. April 2nd, I'm supposed to be fighting for a Gladiator Challenge, and under Ted Williams. So we'll see how that goes. April 2nd, down in San Diego, California.
Yeah, that should be great. That's a really great venue where you're going to be at for that fight there in San Diego. I've worked the fights for him there before. It's a pretty cool venue. It's an intimate kind of setting. It's not one of the larger venues, but it's set up so awesome and very high tech. What they got going on there, the whole crew down there, is really awesome. How long have you been doing MMA?
I've been fighting MMA for 25 years, since 1991. Had my first fight in 1991.
Wow, you've been doing it a long time.
Yeah, I have over 100
Your injuries
wins.
haven't put you out of the game yet, huh?
No, I've been fighting for quite a while. There's only 3 guys with 100 wins. I'm one of them. Travis Fulton, Dan Severn, and myself. So it's a pretty good company to be in.
Yeah, for sure. I know Dan. I have a listener chat room, and somebody's asking me. Well, there's a couple people that have a couple questions. One gentleman, R. Beatty, he wants to know, do you know Dan Bidondi from InfoWars? Dan Bidondi?
Does
He's
not
an
sound
InfoWars
familiar,
host. Prison Planet,
InfoWars,
Alex Jones show.
Yeah, the show sounds familiar, but personally, I don't think I know the person.
Yeah, I'm not sure why R. Beatty wanted to know that. No, he doesn't know him. I know Dan. Dan's been on my show, actually, guys. Maybe I'll have him come on again. And Dan knows how I feel about the Alex Jones show, and we talk about it, so it's kind of fun. But so when you're doing MMA, do you mind me asking? You've been doing this a long time. How old are you? You're probably close to my age then.
Yeah, I'm 45 years old. I'll be 46 in September.
Wow, I can't believe you're still in the cage and doing all that rough stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty good deal.
Yeah. So do you ever come across, you ever go on Joe Rogan's show?
I have been to a Joe Rogan's comedy show. Have not been on his podcast or his web show. No.
Yeah, he's gotten himself pretty popular outside of the fight world just by doing his podcast. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, Joe's a pretty funny character.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's weird because people don't expect me to know so much about the MMA world, but my family's an MMA family, obviously, because of my brother Ted and being the ex-UFC fighter and owning Gladiator Challenge, and so I used to work all the fights when I lived locally. I'm in Oregon now, so I'm not at the fights and stuff. But I've got to meet a lot of cool people, at the fights over the years. And some of my favorites were I love Randy Couture. He's awesome, and Uriah Faber was also one of my favorites. But the cage crew. The cage crew fighters they're just really usually they're a lot of fun to work with and stuff, and it's a lot of hard work setting up the cage and getting all prepped for a fight. And the fighters come in, you guys do your weigh-ins, and then you get however many rounds you're in the cage, and you're working just as hard in those few minutes as all the cage crew works in days and hours.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough way to make a living, but it's a lot of fun. You get to travel around the world. I've been everywhere, been all over the world. I just got back from Russia. I was in Russia for 2 weeks. Actually signed a big deal over there. Maybe going to do some movies and some TV shows and actually do some more fights there. So yeah, man, I've been all over the world. Had a great career. The career's great.
How connected are you in the Hollywood entertainment world?
Well, I don't know how connected I am. I have several friends that are movie stars. I'm friends with Channing Tatum. I'm friends with Tom Proctor. He's been in several movies. I know some people, and I've also done some acting myself. I'm actually trying to get into more acting as I transition out of MMA fighting. I like to do acting, but I also do security, private security. So if anybody out there needs a bodyguard or site security or something, give me a call. I do security as well.
What's the best way for somebody to get a hold of you if they're looking for security?
Shannon.rich@yahoo.com. That's my email.
Okay. Shannon.rich@yahoo.com is how you can get a hold of Shannon.
Yep, and
if you're looking for a personal bodyguard or some security. Yeah, RITCH.
Yep, RITCH. Yep.
So how many fights did you say that you've done in all these years? What would you say, like 25 years?
Yeah, over 200. And I have over 100 wins.
That is crazy. I was looking on SureDog, and I was looking at some of the stats and stuff, and it just goes on and on and on. It looks like an endless scroll.
Yeah, SureDog. You got to remember, SureDog came out after 1998, and I started fighting in '91. So between 1991 and 1998, there's lost fights, and there's several fighters that have been, their fights aren't documented. So my fights on SureDog start in 1998. Well, I've had over 50-something fights prior to that, so it is what it is.
That's just crazy to me. Knowing a lot of fighters, I see a lot of the young guys that I have seen fighting that, they start young and they kind of go all balls out or something. I don't really know, and then it seems like they're just toast within a couple of years sometimes. I think it has a lot to do with lifestyle,
Well, that and then your body gets banged up. I mean, not only in the training, but in the fighting as well. So, your body gets trained, injuries, you get banged up. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, for sure. So, I want to jump real quick. I want to jump back before we sign out, because it is a short show tonight. But I want to jump back to the topic of the Patriot movement, and not putting you on the spot at all. But I have a lot of listeners right now that are kind of from both sides of that, and I'd be curious, how much attention have you actually paid to what had happened, out here with the Oregon standoff situation, as well as back in 2014, the Bundy Ranch one?
Well, we mainly the stuff that I've seen on the news. You're looking at Fox and CNN and whatever they fill your mind with. I don't know if it's all true or not, but I do hear about it. But I'm a firm believer in the Second Amendment. I'm a huge activist. I think everybody should be able to own a weapon, and it can be any kind of gun, semi-automatic, fully automatic. If the military has it, then we should be able to have it. And I'm a firm believer in that, and I'm a firm believer in our Constitution, and I'm a firm believer in being an American.
So I'm gonna ask just a couple pointed questions that are coming through the chat room, just for clarification for those that jumped in to listen after we kind of got over this in the beginning. Just for the audience's sake, can you just tell the audience that that you are not this, you're not an FBI agent, you're not involved in any way in what Mike Arnold has put out there?
I don't even know who Mike Arnold is. I am not an FBI agent. Did play one on TV on the TV show Numbers. So, but in real life, no, I'm not an FBI agent. Never was, never will be.
It's America versus the world in a showdown of strength and skill.
I got you, man.
As the most elite military units face off.
Damn it! Can you believe this? I got a boom! Push him up!
Money's no good on this battlefield. The only prize that matters here is honor.
Let's do this.
Welcome to the Ultimate Soldier Challenge. I'm Mac. After a decade as a U.S. Navy SEAL, I've seen the best soldiers on the planet perform under pressure. Now we're gonna show you what it takes. Let's go meet our contestants. Our first team, JB and Zach from the U.S. Army Rangers. They're the guys who drop into the world's most lethal war zones first, moving decisively with lightning speed. Their motto, lead the way.
We're going after specific bad guys. Move! The mission is usually to capture or kill. If we can, we want to capture because a dead guy doesn't give you any intel.
They're up against two Brits, John and Mike from the elite Royal Air Force Regiment. Formed in 1942, this regiment is the RAF's ground fighting unit. Their motto is through adversity, and they've lived up to it, fighting in places like Iraq, Afghanistan, and Bosnia.
The Brits have this ferocious reputation around the world of being bloody good at what we do.
Yes, right on target, Mikey. Both teams have to contend with Shannon and Leo, the Rogue Squad. Hired guns who fight by their own rules.
I was a bodyguard for the United States ambassador in Iraq, and I've seen it all.
I was born into Russia. Started my career with Spetsnaz, ops. I'm good with any kind of weapons. You get the bullet, I can shoot.
Three different teams with one thing in common. They all hate to lose. I just want to say, John.
Well, I thought it was comical that he used my picture out of anybody's, but that picture was taken in 2004 in Baghdad, Iraq. So that picture was not a recent picture. That was an old picture. And, I mean, hey, thanks for putting me out there. I mean, now people are talking about me. So, I mean, good press, bad press. At least my name is out there, but it's defamation of character. I mean, that's not who I am. He's portraying me to be somebody I'm not, and it kind of pisses me off.
Yeah, and it's kind of, somebody accused me of being crafty when I write. Well, I'm a writer. I'm supposed to be, but he's an attorney, and I suppose they're crafty in their own way as well. But I mean, he was very much kind of trying to, be very careful with his word choice and not outright saying, "Oh, it's you." But I mean, who does that? Especially somebody when you're an attorney like that. It's such a high-profile case.
Well,
I am a
when you
little
put
leery of
somebody's
taking this
picture
call.
out there, I mean, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I'm a little leery of taking this call, but I do have a call coming in from Tucson, Arizona. It's 520 area code, so I'm going to go ahead and take this call and bring them on the air. And so, caller, before I bring you on, make sure you have all of your background noise off, because if there's feedback, I'm just going to dump you. I'm not going to put up with any kind of trolling. If you have a comment or a question that's on point and you can do it respectfully, then you're good to go. So, area code 520, what's your name?
Hey, this is Kieran Suckling.
Oh, hey, Kieran. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Kieran's been on the show before. Shannon, did you have a question for Shannon?
Well, I do. And, as someone who was, up in the protests and a friend of mine that I was with there, also got accused of falsely being an FBI agent, and put him at great risk. one of the things that occurred to me with all this is, the way this movement works, I think, quite often is they make a false accusation knowing that will just travel through the movement, and people who want to believe it will believe it. And so even if it's denied later, if it's proven later, it's not going to make a whole lot of difference a lot of times, because the whole point is just to rev people up, get them more paranoid.
Hello, everybody. This is Lori Anderson, contributor for FreedomOutpost.com and co-host for Resurrect the Republic Radio. I want to bring to your attention this gentleman's face. He is an FBI agent. He has been outed as an FBI agent, but that's not the issue. I want to show you that he has been posing as a protester. He has been busted posing as a protester. And the pictures have been compared to when he was at the FBI compound at the airport. Now, the point that I am trying to make is I'm not stating that this man is a bad guy. I think he is doing what he is being ordered to do. However, it's clear that his cover has been blown for days, and you'll see that in video. I also want to make it clear that if the people on the refuge were as militant as everybody is trying to make them out to be, then that would have proved deadly for this gentleman tonight, because this is January 23rd, 2016. This gentleman was busted on the refuge again, posing as a protester, and of course no harm came to him. He was simply handed a pocket constitution, and it was let known that he is FBI, but nobody harmed him. And I want to make that point for the simple reason is everybody keeps trying to make these individuals on the refuge as being crazy and lunatics. But let's get honest here. If they were as violent as everybody is trying to say they are, and if they were as wrong as everybody is trying to say they are, this man would not have left that refuge. So I'm going to play for you today, January 23rd, 2016.
That's not true.
No, it's always going to be the public. Whatever's public, whatever's public now will continue to be public plus a whole lot more.
I don't think so. I think it's already public under the
And you know as well as I do, ranchers are the best stewards of the land. Are you a hunter? I've hunted all my life. I've hunted all my life. The best places to hunt is always on the rancher's land, even if it's private. And then it spills over into the...
cow burned land
It's education, and it's kind of like if you want to do something charitable, you'll do it out of your heart. But when somebody tells you you've got to do it, that ain't right. You want to do it out of
smoking, man.
Dave, how do you know my name is Santilli?
Giving you a hard time.
Where's your glasses?
My glasses?
Yeah.
Which ones?
Didn't I see you down at the FBI compound?
No, you didn't.
You sure?
You got a twin, dude. Then.
Sure about that? You got a twin. Did you know
got
that?
A twin.
Oh, yeah.
You got a doppelganger.
I saw you
Put,
down there.
Put your glasses on.
I saw you down there. In fact, I saw a bunch of YouTube videos of you as an FBI outed agent.
FBI outed agent?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Then, you know what they say about that? Hey, check this out, man. Hey, dude, I already saw you at the FBI compound, didn't I? Right? With your glasses on? Right? Wasn't this guy at the FBI compound? Right? You're an FBI agent, isn't that correct?
He's there.
You're watching too much YouTube. Did you know that actually everybody here, you know what they say? They say that if in fact I'm an FBI agent, I'm the most constitutional one, and we would want them all. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an FBI agent here that was out in front of the FBI compound.
Hey,
let me speak. I have the pictures.
You're full of shit. You don't.
I have pictures. You want to see them?
Yes.
Then you have a
Inciting violence.
Pete, bring
the
pictures right. Seriously, I'm not even joking. Pictures.
Crossing around your pocket. Dude,
I'm
do
serious.
whatever I want.
Dude, you know me. I'm not messing with you.
Not as long
I'm
as
not
it's a free
saying
land.
anything other than.
But you understand.
I saw him. I have the pictures. People sent them to me. The ones you have. Be patient.
I just don't have them.
You're awful nervous.
No, here's not. See, this is what I'm gonna do.
The county.
Okay, so what you just saw was January 23rd, 2016, of the FBI agent that was on the refuge. As you can see, he got called out for being an FBI agent, but nobody harmed him. And that's the point that I want to make. I'm sick and tired of hearing that the people on the refuge are militant, that they are abusive, that they're trying to start a war. No, they're not. If they wanted to do that, that would have happened to that agent, whom was on the refuge, and amongst all of the militia, the protesters, and individuals who belonged in Harney County. Now, I'm going to show you a different video, and this is posted a couple of days ago, which also shows the same individual posing as a protester and of him at the FBI compound by the airport.
Skill in understanding what you're trying to do. I just want you to also understand that the U.S. Constitution, I think if we can agree on it, okay? The U.S. Constitution is non-negotiable.
Like I said, I respect your position.
You say we share something in common. There's only one thing that I care about. Is the U.S. Constitution negotiable?
And, you know, we take an oath to defend the Constitution.
Yes, sir. Right, taking an oath. I took an oath. I didn't read the Constitution. You know that, right? As do most law enforcement people, from cover to cover. I didn't do it until later on in life. And understand, I swore to it. I didn't fully understand. And
so on the one hand, I'm glad you've got this as public as you can on the show tonight. I think that's really great, Sherry. But I also want to point out, I don't think that a law firm that is this sophisticated, this wealthy, has this many resources, just makes a mistake like this. I think this is a purposeful act to rev up and increase paranoia in this movement, because I know a lot of the people aren't going to care about whatever reputation is made later.
You know, I can agree with you just from, you know, some of the investigating that I've been doing over this past week with some of the stuff that's been coming out. There's definitely a coordinated effort to get people more inflamed and riled right now, especially with something potentially pending in Montana. But that's a really good point that you just made, Karen. So Shannon, you know, putting this information out there the way that it was, and just willy-nilly pictures the way that it was without him vetting it and stuff, because you are a patriot, you call yourself a patriot, you kind of identify, you know, with these protesters. How, just what Kieran just said about if you were, okay, if you were a part of these people and what they're doing, how would you address the over-riling of people, the inciting people, wrongly inciting them?
Well, it's just what they do. I mean, that's what the government does. I mean, they go and they make accusations, and then if you look, you're always guilty until proven innocent. You're not innocent until proven guilty. And I firmly believe on the latter. You're guilty until proven innocent. People will say what they want to say, and then later find out something's not true, and then they're like, oh, okay, it's not true. So to me, them using my picture, saying what they're saying, it's comical to me. I just laugh it off. I mean, I'm an MMA fighter. I'm in the spotlight. You either love me or hate me, and believe me, I've had a lot of people hating on me. So I'm like a duck. I just let the water roll off my shoulders.
But right. So, but when you see people in a movement that you identify with doing things that are not just unethical, but are wrongfully inciting the wrong things, what would you say to the Patriot movement at large about doing those sorts of things?
Well, I think before you act, you need to understand what's the real problem and what's really going on before you make any judgment, before you do anything. I mean, you got to get all your facts together. And these people that fly off the handle and they do something crazy without knowing the facts, then, you know, in my opinion, that's wrong. I mean, you got to know all the facts first.
Yeah, you definitely need to know all the facts. Karen, did you have another question or statement?
Well, I don't know if it's a question or more of a statement, but one of the things that concerns me about this false information that gets put out, as we've seen in many, many different ways with this particular standoff issue, is that a lot of times the people that are putting out this false information, they're not going to get in trouble. They're not going to go off and do something crazy. Other people are. Not right now, for example, Shawna Cox is telling people to go up to Montana. Well, she's putting those very people at risk. And over again, I see in this movement is that leaders put out false information or recommend really dangerous, illegal action, knowing that if other people follow up on this, they're the ones who are going to get arrested. They're the ones who might end up being put in jail. And so there's a tremendous amount of responsibility that these people are refusing to take, even as they provoke others to get in very serious trouble.
Well, that is a good point. I mean, what we saw, let's use Ammon Bundy as a quick example, and then we're going to all sign out here. But Ammon Bundy, you didn't see him with a gun in the pictures. You didn't see him, what you saw was a relatively soft-spoken man, kind of slow-moving, blah, blah, blah. That's how the presentation was. But yet all, his bodyguards and all the people around him were armed. Now, yes, Ammon's in jail, okay, but in a lot of cases, we see just what you said, and that's kind of what Mike Arnold did, is like he could put something out there with, using the verbiage that keeps him as much on the legal side as it can be, certainly not the ethical side, but to try to stay legal. He's an attorney, but it's like, okay, here's all these matches. Please go play with them, and it's okay if you burn something down, and that's pretty scary, and that is not what America should really be about. Again, that's hurting and harming each other in 140 characters or less. To get to the bottom of what has happened with the Oregon standoff, Bundy Ranch, other episodes, this movement, other movements, activists in general, and how this relates to everything, we need to all take a step back. We need to take a step back before we can take steps forward, because when you're so close to something, like we talk about confirmation bias all the time, when we're so close to something, we can't see beyond that one thing anymore. So pretty soon our view, our vision is so cloudy. And it doesn't mean that our original thought and feeling or belief is wrong, but we've distorted it so bad in so many ways, or we distort it intentionally so that other people can do things and get in trouble. I really appreciate you calling in, Karen. Karen, I'm gonna take you off the call now. Thank you so much for calling in.
Great.
And so, Shannon, we have like 2 minutes left here. So just is there anything else that you would like to say to the listeners, or even to Mike Arnold, the attorney himself? I'm sure he'll hear this.
No, I just hope that attorney would, obviously take my picture down, stop using my image without my authorization. I mean, I know it is on a public, my pictures are out there and they are public, but he doesn't have my permission to use it. And obviously, he's portraying me to be somebody I'm not. So, I've never portrayed myself to be somebody that I'm not. And, if anybody has questions or wants to talk to me, hey, I'm here. I'll talk to anybody, and I'm willing to just tell everybody my side of the story, I guess, because they're using my picture, portraying me to be somebody I'm not. That kind of really makes me mad.
Yeah. Well, I don't blame you. I mean, that's why I got a hold of you, because I was like, wait, this just is not cool. It's not kosher to do this to people. The internet world is all about. It doesn't matter what side of any story or angle you're on. The internet world, there are people. A lot of people that spend a lot of time combing and crawling the internet and doxing people, putting their personal information out there just because they can. Last night I talked about this. I know a couple of people involved with that case. One of them is one of their legal assistants who has kind of been a part of this process of, doxing people and stuff like that. And I called them out on it on the show last night. I have their phone number, their address, their place of business, everything right here in front of me just from a simple search I didn't pay for. And I'm like, you guys are all paranoid. You want to go and hurt and dox people and put them at risk, but would you like it if I did it to you? We need to take a step back from doing all that stuff. Shannon, thanks so much for jumping on board again. What's the date of that next fight in April?
April 2nd.
April 2nd, Sequan Casino in San Diego, a Gladiator Challenge fight. You can go to gladiatorchallenge.com, and that is my brother's entity. Ted Williams is my brother. You can go there. You can check out Shannon's upcoming fight. You can also find Shannon on SureDog, and his last name is Rich, but it's Ritch. If you'd like to contact Shannon, you can email him directly at shannon.rich@yahoo.com. So, again, thanks so much for coming on the show and helping clear this up, Shannon. I really appreciate you, and good luck on your fight. Give my brother a hug.
Oh, okay. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks so much. All right, so, you heard it right here on Challenging the Rhetoric. And Mike Arnold did something that was pretty unethical, and he is putting people at risk unnecessarily. There are too many loose cannons in every activist movement. We've seen many, not just in this situation, but in others over the years. In this situation, we have seen lots and lots because we're talking about so many defendants and all of the trickle down of the people that are attached to them individually, not just the movement. We have to be more responsible in what we do, okay? We have to be more responsible, and when things like this happen, we have to debunk them quick. We got to debunk them quick because every time somebody posts something, literally in seconds, it's gone, and thousands and thousands and thousands of people have already seen it. And you know how it is, just like all the stories that Arnold and Bundy Ranch put of mine before they realized what my stories were, they got shared by all the patriots, and they kind of made a fool of themselves. They don't vet anything. They're there to make problems. Everybody have a great night. I'll be back on Wednesday.